Jefferson. And on today's episode, we have our special guests, the characters from As I Lay Dying. Good morning, Dewey Dell.
Good morning.
So, would you tell us the nature of your relationship with Leif?
Who's late?
The father of your baby?
Oh, my baby daddy? Oh, yeah.
If that's what you want to call him, yes.
We're like this, you know, obviously. I mean, I'm pregnant, so.
Really? So, why don't you want to have your baby then?
Well, you know, I'm young. I want to live my life, so. I mean, I don't want to be mean. Yeah. I have a lot of things to consider in my future.
So, you went to town to have an abortion?
That was my journey trip. You know, we had to go bury my mom. So I thought, hey, I can get an abortion along the way or something.
It was just another stop on the way.
Yeah.
You
It was
no
like
qualms.
to consider in my future.
So, you went to town to have an abortion?
That was my journey trip. You know, we had to go bury my mom. So I thought, hey, I can get an abortion along the way or something.
It was just another stop on the way.
Yeah.
You
It was
no
like
qualms
it
about
was like a
doing it.
pit stop. I had to go pee and I ran into this guy. So, I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be perfect. You know, to get an abortion.
So, how did you feel about your mother?
My mom, well, never really had a good relationship with her. You know, she was always, I don't know, out. I had to take care of the kids a lot. So I do like children. I just don't want to have one right now. If you feel me.
Okay. All right.
Grandpa,
It's good to have you here.
I don't want to be here.
So, why are you a gold digger?
I ain't no gold digger. I only do what I gotta do for money.
Did you love your wife?
No. I did not love her.
You.
You couldn't pay me enough money to love that woman.
So, why did you respect her last wishes and go to town?
I only wanted money. I'm not a gold digger, I just wanted the money though.
What money? Didn't you go?
I wanted to go meet another significant other. And maybe take all her assets. Hopefully she'll die. I can keep it all.
So,
I guess. I guess you can say that.
you didn't want new teeth?
Oh, yeah. I want new teeth too. You know, my old ones, it just kept falling and falling out. And it's just like, oh my gosh, can you grow back in my teeth? But unfortunately, they were permanent, so they wouldn't grow back. I don't know. Kids were embarrassing me. How do I get new teeth? Is that it?
I
You
guess
called me
so.
all the way here from Jefferson to ask me these questions? Like you know me and stuff? You called me all the way from Jefferson to ask me these questions.
So, how do you feel about Jewel?
Which one's that again?
The illegitimate child?
Oh, yeah. I don't really like him. I don't know why Addie just had to go and I just don't know why she had to go to that church and do that horrible deed with the priest. I don't like Joel. I don't like him a bit.
What about the rest of your
Lazy.
children?
All of them have something wrong with them. Dewey Dell just wants to get pregnant all the time. Bardavin's so stupid. Jules, not even my own kid. Cash, you know what happened to him. He just wants to, burning down buildings and stuff. I don't know.
I
don't
thought
want
that was your son, Darl, who burned down.
I don't know. I get him confused all the time. Jewel, Darl, they all look the same. Even Dewey Dell.
Hello, Cash. How well do you think you built your mother's coffin?
I think I built it pretty well. I did it the best I could. It took a lot of time, and I always wanted it. My mother always wanted things to be exact, and I was always good at all this technical stuff. So I built it the best I could. I think better than anybody else in the family could have, at least.
So, I heard you had an injury recently.
Oh, yes. That was from chasing after the coffin when it went to the river. I just didn't want all my hard work to go down the drain.
So, did you ever get what you wanted to go to town for?
No, I didn't. Originally, I wanted to get a gramophone, but we had to use the money that I saved up to buy those meals to take my mother to Jefferson. And I got nothing out of it.
So, how do you feel about your family?
They're a pretty dysfunctional family.
What do you think of your mother as a fish?
Because she was in the river, and like, my brothers go fishing, and so it kind of makes sense, right?
So your mother likes to swim a lot?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so how do you feel about your mother?
Yeah, I loved her, Yeah.
As a fish or a human being?
Well, both. Yeah.
Good morning, Jewel.
Morning.
Yes, it's morning.
It is. Yeah, sun's out.
Well, we're very happy to have you here. Well, we are conducting interviews on all the members of your family, so we believe your input would be very valuable.
I'm not really part of the family. Should I go now?
Well, just answer one question. What was your relationship with your mother? Did you love or hate her?
Neither.
Could you elaborate on that?
Well, she was my mother. I was expected to be near.
Hi.
So, why do you bake cakes?
Well, I bake them because they represent my purity, and I feel like that if I don't bake, that my hands are just gonna be like uneasy, and that I might do sinful things.
So, it's religious for you?
Yeah, baking cake. It's like a sacrifice of myself, but it's my cakes to God.
So, you consider it your duty to bake cakes?
Everybody in the Bible, they have different duties. Like Jesus' duty was to save us. So my duty is to bake cakes and cupcakes, because if I don't, then I'm going to do some fun things.
What is your opinion of Addie Bundy?
Well, Addie, she's a different lady, I would say. I kind of see her as a devil. Have you sinned lately?
I'm not sure.
Have you been reading your Bible?
No, I'm not actually Christian.
Pray to God.
Sure?
Do you want a cupcake? I feel like it'll wash away all your sins.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to Good Morning Jefferson.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here right now.
You are.
Yes, I am.
So, how do you think your family handled your death?
I think it was a good thing that they went and they buried me in the place where I wanted to be at. But, I'm just kind of upset that my son got sent to a psycho asylum and my daughter ended up getting pregnant and stuff. Like, that's not the way I want to be remembered. I don't want to be remembered for my family's actions.
So, you loved your children very much?
Oh, no, I didn't like them a bit. I only like my son for my affair.
Oh, right, the affair. How do you think your children felt about that?
I don't really care what they thought. I was just in the mood.
So, you're satisfied with the way you died?
I guess so. I don't really appreciate them trying to dig some holes in my grave box, I mean, trying to carve some holes in there. And I don't really like Vardaman calling me a fish. I'm not a fish. I was a human being. And I gave him life.
What do you think about Darl trying to burn you?
Oh my gosh, another reason why I hate those kids. I gave them everything. And they couldn't respect me one bit. They couldn't respect me enough. They just wanted to burn me alive. I'm in death. I wasn't even dead when they took me.
The book's, it's called As I Lay Dying. I wasn't fully dead and they tried to kill me.
Really? What do you think your husband thought of that?
Well, if you think about it, he's kind of a dimwit and I don't really want to talk about him. He aggravates me so much. I'm happy I'm dead.
Would you say you loved your husband?
I wouldn't say I necessarily loved him. I guess I just had to be around him for the sake of the kids. You know, I just didn't like any of them.
Which one of them did you dislike the least?
Maybe Vardaman. He's always so willing to do whatever I told him to do. So obeying. He's like a little dog in a way.
Well, he is 8 years or 7 years old. Not very old.
Oh, I thought he was like 2. Trying to kill me. I gotta go now. I gotta go. Anybody have a tissue?
Yeah.
Good morning, Jefferson. Welcoming today, Addie and Cora Tull. So, Cora, how do you feel about Addie's actions before she died?
I just don't like she sinned. It's just so, I get so disgusted every time she gets brought up. She treated our children horribly, and then she goes to church and does something that you're supposed to do, before you're married, and she was married, so she committed adultery. And that's a 10th commandment. She broke that.
You know, Cora, I don't appreciate you saying all this stuff about me. All you do is sit at home and bake cakes. Like, really, get a job.
Well, like I said, I need to bake cakes, because if I don't, it won't keep me busy.
You want to be going and giving my daughter a cake to carry around with her as she gets an abortion? Like, what kind of, you completed the ultimate sin.
Well, she might be hungry, so I'm feeding her like Jesus took care of people and gave them through like the bread and loaves, same thing, loaves and fishes. That's what I'm doing to Dewey Town, but what she does on, like getting an abortion, that is all up to her. But I'm very disappointed because that's your daughter and you let her commit that.
Well, you know, to my defense, I didn't really like my kids anyway.
That's another story. I can't believe you right now.
You know, maybe you just need to live in the church and not even come out for anything.
Would you two like me to take a picture for a memory of this event?
Yeah, I'll stand over here or sit. Oh my God, get away from me! Stop!
Yep, recording. Hello, Dewey Dell, Addie.
Hi.
So, in your opinion, what is the nature of your relationship? How well do you two get along?
Well, I don't really like my daughter,
Yeah, I don't like her either.
but, you know, she just kind of disgusts me. And I don't really know why. I don't know who goes to the field and gets herself pregnant. It just doesn't make sense to me. We go and we tell her to go pick fruit, and she comes home looking like this.
She's the one that went into the church and sinned. I went to the field that's like more conservative, not into a church.
Well, I'm not the one that got pregnant now. Just someone fall. Okay, Jacqueline, stop.
No, it's okay, it's okay. We can keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Okay,
Something about like mother-daughter thing.
So did you ever bond when you were little with each other?
Well, I asked my mom to comb my hair and put it into braids, and she kind of pulled them and then cut my hair off, so I don't think that's really bonding at all.
Well, I beg to differ because you cried for those braids. You knew I didn't want to do it. You knew I've had a hard time with Paul that day, and it was making me do stuff, and I just didn't want to do it. So, and then you over here crying, oh, I want my braids. I want my braids. I just didn't want to. I just didn't have it. I didn't treat her like a kid.
so Dewey Dell, what about your mom would you like to change?
Everything. I mean, I wish I could like go to a store and get a new mom. I don't really like her. at all.
How about you, Addie? What do you wish you could have done better?
Well, at the time when I got pregnant with Dewey Dell, she was about like my third kid or something like that. I knew I didn't really want her, but Pa couldn't afford to get it taken care of. So we kind of just had to settle with her, as well as the younger one. And I kind of wish Pa would have worked more in the fields to get the money to get it taken care of,
But what would have you like to do better?
what would I have liked to do better? Maybe I would have liked to drop her off in front of the church or something.
Yeah, I wish that would have happened.
Drop her off in front of the church for what?
For just being born. Look at her.
I wouldn't probably be right here in this situation. I'd probably be with a new parent. My home life would be better. Probably be rich and stuff.
So if you two had the choice, you wouldn't even see each other. You wouldn't be family at all.
No, probably not.
No, I don't really consider him.
You know, I don't even really think she cared about me when I died, because all she wanted to do was look for, like, a place to get an abortion, and that's just, like, how rude is that? Like, your own daughter, like, I opted to take care of her, I guess. I had to take care of her, but still, she could have cared more when I died. So, she could have cared more when I died, instead of worrying about getting her pills.
So Dewey Dell, now that you're an expecting mother,
Yeah.
with your experience with Addie, do you feel that you have some insight into being a better parent for your
I
child?
want to be like a really good parent. Like everybody's gonna remember me, not my mom. Well, I don't even call her my mom. I call her Addie.
But yet you want to get an abortion? You don't want to
Yeah,
do
because
that?
I kind of want to live my life right now. But then, like later, when I'm settled down into a nice family, have a nice home life, actually have money and all that stuff.
All right, well, thank you both very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.